Lincoln 30 to dispatch. Yeah, that's a wild goose chase over here at Nakatomi Plaza. Everything here's okay. Over. Let it snow, let it snow, let it... Man, God, everything is Welcome to the party, pal!
I'm not ready to make nice. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's me. It's Nora, the Raging Buddha. And welcome back to the box office. I'm Nora Ames. I'm your host today, and we're going to be going over some stuff. We're going over some stuff today. Yes. Hang on one second here. Sorry, I was on a phone call helping a friend. Okay, guys, we have some things to go over. We have some things to go over. Numero uno. Did you guys see the thumbnail? Did y'all see that thumbnail? Okay, let's just go over that real quick here. Okay, because yeah, that is now this is guys, I am this is my left hand, this is my right hand, okay? I don't know which way you guys are seeing that on the thing, okay? But on my left hand, you can see an eternity wedding band and a sparkle. Yes, my wife and I recently replaced our plain wedding bands, with some sparkly ones for around about our 8th anniversary being married together. And guys, for those of you out there that are like, wow, Nora is such a grifter, look what she spends her money on. This is moissanite, and I bought both of these on TikTok Shop. And I'm not ashamed to say that I spent less than $250 on both sets. My wife and I have matching sets. Why am I not ashamed to say that? Because first of all, I don't think that jewelry should be $10 million. Secondly, moissanite is almost the same hardness as diamonds, and it is actually more sparkly, and I love it. So there you go. Okay. But I've always worn a wedding band. Always. I even wore it wasn't like a promise ring, but when my wife and I, before we became officially engaged, I gave her a ring. And the ring was, it was a blue piece of like aircraft grade aluminum. It was a blue ring made out of that. And it was like part of the, because it was 2017, guys. And so it was like, you're part of the resistance, right? So we have those. They're still part of our, ensemble. But then I noticed Aaron's ring in that show yesterday. It's a black ring like I have on my right hand. Now, why do I have a black band on my right hand? That's a good question. This, my friends, is what's called an aura ring. You see all those sensors and everything inside there? Okay, this is a titanium ring that is a smart ring that monitors my heart rate. It monitors my blood oxygen. It can monitor my sleep patterns. And I've been wearing this now for about a year to monitor, actually 6 months. I'll say 6 months. I've had this for 6 months. I don't know. Time is so weird now. But anyway, and so, of course, yesterday when Aaron was on the show, something tactical, Paramount Tacticals, man cave tactical show. I've got guns, Merca. I mean, that opening, holy shit, the opening to that show was just like literally a MAGA cuck incelorama fucking crazy fest. Don't I know that he's married? Yeah, guys, for the record, since Aaron has left the Sea Organization, I never saw him wear a wedding ring. I don't recall him in all of the years wearing a wedding ring. Okay. Oh, I love that. Aubrey. Because it's about the love, guys. It's about the love. But so all of a sudden he's on these Christian shows, okay? And we know he's not a fucking Christian. He's on these Christian shows being like, look at guys, I'm married, and I'm just like you. I'm just like you. I'm just here, a truth seeker. Just, yeah, in the fucking MAGA symbol, yeah, the white supremacist signal on the show. Chef's kiss. Chef's fucking kiss. And he'll of course say, I didn't know that was a white supremacy signal. Like, come on, bro. But it was wild to me because I noticed it right off the bat. I'm like, oh, he's wearing a wedding ring. This is now the second documented. I have to go back through and see all these other Fakakta podcasts that he's been on, where he's on an uber Christian thing. Okay. Now, yet this today, just before his, largest protest in the Galactic Confederacy, someone left a question on that little 4-minute live where he was, testing out a new piece of software, right? And let's just bring that up here for everybody to see. So someone asked him, make it big, Nora. Someone asked him, who wants to guess what Aaron is staying pure from? And he says, it's to keep the devil women away. Not today, Satan. I have a girlfriend. So everybody is saying, and I cannot tell you the amount of text messages, emails, messenger pigeons that have come to me saying, I think that Aaron and Jenna are back together. He's definitely in the Hoover of, the Darvos narcissistic cycle of abuse. He's definitely in that right now, 100%. Desperately trying to Hoover back his associates and his reputation. But that's kind of crazy that he would literally, wear that. And then, I'll save that one for later. Okay. So yeah, it's wild to me that he is that concerned, with what I think. I mean, this is a man who says, what the hell on? What the hell berry? Yes, Aubrey. That's like one of my favorite musical memes that comes up all the time. Oh no, he does not talk about his open adultery. Listen, we're going to go over. I went through the whole interview that he did with Paramount Tactical yesterday. And I managed, and I'm just going to pull up that page here so you guys can see. And I managed to whittle this hour and 41 minutes, okay, down to 12 minutes of significant things that we need to look at. Now, this is I made a joke here about this guy. I don't know anything about him. That was the first video I'd ever seen on his channel, to be 100%. Do I think that now because he's wearing a ring and Jenna's following Aaron again on Instagram, do I think that Jenna's back with him? No. I think that prior to this is all a theory. Okay, so please just stay with me about my personal conclusions about this, okay? Just this is my theory. Read your comment above. Amy, what? Let me scroll. He needs a chastity belt. Yes, I don't disagree with that. Here's my theory. I think she is done with him. And I think that the video that she made a while back where she was like, you guys don't fucking know me, told a lot of people she's fucking done with him. And he is in desperate straits right now, guys. It's 11 days until the trial, okay? And he's freaking out. He's freaking out about a lot of things, okay? So he's desperate to make everything seem like he's still totally in control because he is while he's a malignant narcissistic sociopath, right? So yeah, this is feeling high school. But here's the deal. Why do they need to make appearances publicly that look like, if they aren't a couple, they're at least like, we're good, right? And my theory is this, that prior to prior to Aaron getting out of prison, or sorry, I misspoke, out of jail on December 5th, and, him manipulating her back into her panties, okay? I think Jenna was done. She said, I'm not on this board anymore. Go fuck yourself. And then she made the video, then took it down, all these things. Okay. I think that now, after a couple months have passed, okay, he is working very, very hard to get back in her good graces. Why? Because he needs her. She doesn't need him. She's still doing great. Her socials are going up while his engagement and views and everything else is fucking tanking. It's really bad. Like, his channel is, it's going real bad. So he needs her. He needs the Miscavige name. He needs her blessing to use her name on all these things. And I think that they had some other things in the pipeline in terms of shows or interviews or things that were going to be both of them that he needs, right? She could just call the producers of those things and be like, I will not sit in a room with this man. Okay. He is a menace to society. He fucking abused me. I will not do it with him. I will do it by myself. If you want to interview him separately, I don't give a fuck, but I will not be there. Right. Because he doesn't get in the big rooms if she's not there. That's the truth of the matter. After the Leah Remini shine wore off and basically Leah stopped, vouching for him in the big rooms, he needs another name, another set of coattails to ride. And that is the Miscavige coattails that he has been riding for the last 2 years. Okay. So here's the other thing. Why is he doing all these weird podcasts? What does Paramount Tactical, and guys, I know nothing about this, guys, about this person, but he does do a lot of conspiracy theory stuff. So I guess because there is a Turning Point USA connection and Scientology, right? And Candace Owens has been like literally, shouting to the moon about a lot of stuff, that's a valid reason to have a former Scientologist on, right? But here's the situation on that. As we know, let's just lay out the facts. As we know, Aaron Smith-Levin finished 6th grade, maybe a little bit of 7th grade, okay? He knows nothing about American politics. He knows nothing about American government, okay? And that's not like, part of that is his lack of education as a child, basic, civics education that we all get here in America. Okay. And I went to public school till I graduated public high school at 18. Right. So I have that basic civics knowledge. And I'm also a politics nerd because a real goal of mine when I was 7 years old was to be president of the United States. So I have been keenly interested in politics for about 43 years. Okay. And I watch PBS NewsHour coverage of all of the, Senate and the House and the Supreme Court. Thank God the Supreme Court did something right today, but that's a whole other thing. But today is a hopeful day, guys. Today is a hopeful day, right? Like, the Supreme Court ruled, guess what? Congress should do Congress's job and the president doesn't get to do Congress's job. It's like, it's the Constitution, dumbass. Anyway, it is literally like he's so beyond ignorant on these things. He will say casually that it doesn't matter how he votes because, he's one of these people that's like, it's all corrupt and who cares what side you're on. He is an opportunist. He will go to whatever side is #winning and be a part of that. Very much like Scientology, guys. Scientology is very Republican. Spoiler alert, they're part of the white supremacy agenda, okay? Literally, they are super Republican. They used to tell us who to vote for, okay? And it was always the Republicans. The only Democrat in the history of Scientology that they ever said something nice about was Bill Clinton, and that was only after his Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright, went to Germany and punched Ursula Caberta in her face and was like, listen, you stop harassing Scientology, right? Because John Travolta went and met with Clinton and met with them, and then they went and did that, right? So it's just, okay, that's the only time they've liked a Democrat. It was for one thing. And it was like, well, that's the exception. Because when Gore ran for president against Georgie Porgy Jr., they were like, you voted for Gore? Are you a communist? Like, no, I just want the earth to not die. And I also want someone who doesn't brag about being a C- student and is like, you can be president too if you're a Nepo baby. Pew, pew, pew. You know, like, yeah, no, I was not into that. Okay. So, yeah, it's just, yeah. What Aaron knows about politics, you could fit on the head of this thing right here. Pew, that's it. Okay. He knows what sells, he knows what's trending, he knows what's popular, but he doesn't know what politics is. If you asked him to define a liberal or a progressive or a conservative or a libertarian or a Republican, nothing. You know, they're all the same. They're actually not. They're actually very, very different for a vast majority of reasons. Okay. So why is he going on all these fucking alt-right Christian podcasts? Well, kids, because I have been making a prolific amount of content about him. The first thing that comes up when you Google Aaron Smith-Levin is me. Surprise! So he's trying to trick the algorithm because this channel is very small, guys. We have less than 2,700 subscribers here, and I love every single one of you for being here. Appreciate. But, you know, I mean, engagement-wise, out the roof. Now, this guy that he went on has 285,000 subscribers. I want to repeat that out loud for the people in the back. 285,000 subscribers. He put fucking Candace Owens in the title and the thumbnail. He only got 4,500 views. This is one of these people who, this is a heavily botted channel. This is how you know that a channel is filled with bots. Okay. And YouTube is like kind of sweeping clean right now. They are throwing away channels that are like this and like Aaron's, who are literally, you can tell you have bought the engagement. It is not real. This is not real, right? You can't possibly be real that you have 285,000 subscribers and let me refresh it. That was when it first aired. Let me refresh it. Hang on. Let me go back and go to the lives. Okay, now it's got 7,800 views. Still. Now, guys, I'm not good at the space math, but that doesn't seem like the right percentage. Okay? Like, that doesn't seem like a correct percentage. Okay? He's doing another live stream. Is Erica a groomer? That's a great title. I would love to hear about that. Okay? There's only 4 people waiting for that. That doesn't seem like a hell of a lot of engagement. His chat started moving last night in a way that he was like, wow, the chat is really booking here. I looked at the chat. I was like, this isn't even... I have seen a chat in my chat, but I've seen chats in other people's chats where they're going off about something, and the chat is just like, the bop, the bop, the bop, the bop. You can't even read it. You can't even read it. It was not that fast. It was not that fast. Okay. Similarly, guys, let's go over to our best brand. Now, guys, look at this thumbnail. Do you see the thumbnail? Biggest Scientology protest in the Galactic Confederacy. In the Galactic Confederacy. And Tom Cruise, of course. We got to throw Tom Cruise in there. He has 247 people over there watching. Let me refresh that just to see, because I had this pulled up earlier. Let me refresh it. 230. Guys, we have 425 people here watching me. And I thank you for that. But this thumbnail really pisses me off. Everybody went and wrote these really nice things, which they never write. for a drone shot so that he can reuse this over and over and over again. Notice his sign right now says, honk if it's a cult. It doesn't say that on the thumbnail. It's just cult, 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 cult. That's not welcoming. It's not these messages of love, right? All this shit. Okay. So we're going to take a look at Aaron's channel here a little more in depth. Let's go to the lives. Okay. This was a bullshit live. He was trying to test some software before he went live. Okay. He had Amir on. Amir's fucking amazing. Only 3,000 views. But I will say this, for a 12-minute video, there was something wrong with Amir's connection or something. Okay. Then he has this guy on. I don't know who that was. John Cervantes. For some reason, I feel like I know him, but I don't know. Anyway, only 4,700 views. Mimi Faust. Now, first of all, this was an interview he did. This was an interview he took from some other channel, of course, and talked about it. 4,800 views. Then he uses Jenna name and picture in the thumbnail. 9,000 views. Last week's protest, 2,600 views. 7,100 views. I do not know the last time that Aaron broke 100,000 views on a stream, which seems to me that if you can't get half your audience, Aaron got really pissed. Aaron got really pissed at Amir. As anyone who's ever been on a live with Aaron, thank you for becoming a member, Lindsay. If you're on, he's interviewing you and you're on his channel and your audio isn't just like, you sound like you're in a radio studio and you're professional, he starts freaking the fuck out. He can't just conduct an interview. Okay. Everybody doesn't have a fucking podcast mic and audio mixer and shit. Okay. And lights behind them and all this stuff. Like, guys, when I fully left SPTV and all this stuff and I was starting this over and starting this from the fucking bottom up, I sold all the stuff that Aaron had recommended to me. I sold it. I got rid of it because I didn't want any single piece of his influence in my life. And I went and bought this. I'm just pimping it out because I pimped this out to Liz Gale the other day. This Fifine mic. Fifine is a great company. I bought their arm. The arm was actually the most expensive thing because it doesn't go over the top. It comes from the bottom up, which is just better for how my desk is set up. I already had the XLR cable, so I didn't have to buy that. And I bought their sound mixer. The sound mixer's on sale right now for $40 on Amazon. The microphone, just by itself, is another $45. And this arm is still like, that's like $100. But for less than $200, okay, the microphone that I had before, the Shure mic that he loves, that's like $350. And I bought all that with my own money. No one sent me that stuff, okay? So this is Fifine. I'll drop a link. I'll drop a link for all the equipment I use here in my studio, in the box office, in the chat below after the show. It's not always about, again, this is why I talk about my wedding ring constantly, right? These are marketed as vacation rings because it's obviously way less expensive if you go on vacation and it's stolen or you lose it. But I love it. I would buy like 10 of these and I still wouldn't have paid as much for a like almost 2-carat moissanite if I had paid for a 2-carat diamond. Are you joking? Get the fuck out of here. So yeah. So he's out at Target 2 right now protesting. We'll go to that later because I'm sure he's having a really good time bitching about me. But instead, we're going to go here to my Rumble. And for everybody on Rumble, thank you. Thank you for being here. This is a private video that I have put up on Rumble. This is the 12-minute edit that I cut down the interview to. Okay, so let's, we'll recap all his charges and everything in just a minute. All right, here we go.
I was basically in Scientology for 30 years. I also was 12 years old when I was taken out of school to start working for them full time. Didn't finish school, didn't go to high school, all that. And so just to start out pretty heavy, I call Scientology a family destroying human trafficking cult. And that's from experience.
I'm sorry. I just got some breaking news that I will bring up in a minute. That is wild. People forget that the internet is forever, y'all. Anyway.
I've been out of Scientology since 2014.
So he's been out of Scientology since 2014. I don't remember any other time that he said a different date or something like that. I've cut to the most important things here. Okay.
So if you will, just take us through, I don't know, what you would tell the average person that knows nothing about Scientology to...
I want you to see how fast the smile gets wiped off his face as he starts reading the chat, because both these guys spend a lot of time reading the chat.
Kind of clean up the perception of it and make sure that their vision of what it looks like is accurate.
Okay, good.
Okay, good. Still the Sea Org acknowledgement. But watch what he says here. So I want to replay that part because I spoke over it. I really want you to hear what he asks Aaron.
A family destroying human trafficking cult. And that's from experience. I've been out of Scientology since 2014.
So if you will, just take us through, I don't know, what you would tell the average person that knows nothing about Scientology to kind of clean up the perception of it and make sure that their vision of what it looks like is accurate.
So tell the audience, tell us about Scientology. Listen to Aaron's answer.
Okay, good. How about I try to explain it the way a Scientologist would instead of the way an ex-Scientologist would?
Sure.
Why would he do that? Why would he be like, you know what's going to be a great idea? If I give you a literal hour sermon practically on Scientology. Now, he does spice some humor in. He does get into the intergalactic overlords and the body thetans and all that stuff. So that's all fantastical and everything. But literally, he goes on and on and on and on throughout this. Literally, just like it's like you're at a beginner lecture during this. For the majority of Aaron talking is him selling Scientology. And why say particularly, I'll explain it like a Scientologist would, but you're not a Scientologist, right? You're not a Scientologist, right? Yeah, it was a really long answer, guys. That is literally at 50 or 63x.
My life.
That was 63x of 10 minutes of him explaining Scientology.
So from 12 years old to 34 years old, my life
go.
was nothing but Scientology, basically.
Wow.
Up to Scientology's highest levels. And there are some well-known people on the internet who have done that. I mean, you might have heard of Grant.
Okay, now, I really want you guys to listen to this part, and then we're going to talk about a very basic fact about someone, that somebody who uses their name and picture at their protests and in practically every video they did should fucking know this. Oh, no.
And there are some well-known people on the internet who have done that. I mean, you might have heard of Grant Cardone.
Oh, yeah. I was going to bring him up.
Yeah, you might have heard of Greta Van Susteren.
Yeah.
Grant and Greta are both OT8s. That's the highest level you can be in Scientology.
Of course, Tom Cruise.
He's actually only OT7, believe it or not. I'm not sure why, but he's yeah.
Back.
I know, right? I'm honestly not sure why.
Aaron, come so close. Come so close to me right now. Okay. He's not sure why they aren't letting Tom Cruise, Mather Cruises, okay? Why they aren't letting Tom Cruise do OT8. The truth revealed, where Tom Cruise is going to find out that not only everything he learned before that about Jesus being fake, just kidding, Jesus was real and he's a pedo, and Lucifer's the good guy and Lafayette is Lucifer. Can anyone here, before I reveal this, which is a basic fact that everyone in the entertainment business knows, they've said it 100 million times, what was Tom Cruise going to do before he became an actor? What was he doing? Anyone? Me take a sip of my water. No one? No one knows this factoid? Nope, not a doctor. That's right, Truffway. That's right. He was in the seminary studying to be a Catholic priest. Yes. I stole the Tomothy from Cassie, by the way. I love when she calls him Tomothy. He was, thank you. Everybody knew that. He was going to be a priest. Who on God's green earth thinks that if Tomothy Cruise, okay, did OT8 and saw that shit about, Jesus, H. Cristo, that he would lose his ever-loving shit. He would literally lose his mind. Gone. Mind gone. Okay? Of course they're not letting him do that. When OT8 first came out, the gaggle of former Christians on the free winds went so insane finding out this truth, okay, that they tried to jump off the fucking ship. There's no way they're going to let Tom Cruise see that shit. Ever. Because they would lose him. Something really bad would happen. And it would be public because, Tom Cruise loves how he looks and the sound of his own voice. So it would be very public, right? So they can't have that. They can't have their one golden boy, right, find out the truth that L. Ron Hubbard is literally Lucifer, right? It would be what? So, yeah, Aaron. Oh, I literally don't know why they wouldn't let Tom Cruise. My God, bro, this is literally the easiest factoid about Tom Cruise to understand about why he wouldn't be allowed on OTA. But keep using him in the protests. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
The real answer is, if it's good for Scientology, it's ethical.
They're going to give you whatever answer they think you want to get you into Scientology. So
I want you, now I've just played a little bit of this thing here. I want you to watch Aaron's body language as this man. No, Tom Cruise is OT7. He's definitely gone up the bridge, Christine, but they will not allow him to go on OTA.
There's obviously a real problem.
Watch Aaron squirming
people,
here.
Especially the people that are higher in Scientology decide to break from, I don't want to call it a church. They break it from the cult. And so they start.
Now he's reading the chat.
What
he's got to read the chat. Can't sit still.
That doesn't make them look good, to say the least.
He's mad about the chat.
All right, so let's talk about how.
Now he saw the chat. Up, smile
the infiltration
gone.
operations that Scientology has done into other organizations.
Look at him reading the chat, pissed.
Other religions.
He's going to go over here. This guy is literally interviewing him, and he couldn't be less interested.
What's happening with TPUSA,
right?
What you think is
happening?
Now
he's paying attention. Lock in.
We talked a little bit about John Mappin and where all that's at. But before we get there, inform people that they do. This is an intelligence operation where they're getting their little tentacles into.
And he doesn't even go over a lot of stuff here about how OSA works, about Operation Snow White, about any of these things. Okay.
Many different.
Look how mad he is right now. I think this is where I entered the chat. Now, yes, I did leave some comments last night. Full disclosure, I left some comments on this loud. Sorry, I read your thing here. On the live chat. I went in on my Nora Knows account because that's the one that has the premium, guys. Okay. And I did not say one word about Aaron. I did not say his name. I did not say anything about all of the other things. I literally started just answering other people's questions in the chat about Scientology. And I think that made him even more mad than me going, Aaron is a self-confessed, domestic abuser of multiple women. It infuriated him that I was not, doing what he considers to be my regular thing. Contrary to popular belief, guys, I have a whole ass life. Okay. Yeah. I don't think about Aaron 24 hours a day. I think about him while I'm doing my show because that's the topic of discussion. And then I don't. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Poopy Pirate over here.
Uh-huh.
It might be a appropriate name here. It's kind of been hating on you a little bit. I hate Aaron because he abused me and other women. I don't know who this is or whatever else.
Look at his face right now. Look at Aaron's face.
Let you address it if you wanted to or not. I don't know what's going on over there.
I also have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know.
I've seen her spamming the chat along with someone else. I have no idea.
Oh, he's seen her spamming the chat along with somebody else. Let's address that. Because could he be... Now, Aaron was also in the chat, guys, because, of course, Aaron can't just be getting interviewed, right? He can't possibly just be getting interviewed. So Aaron made this comment during that live about this time. Maybe the psycho stalkers in the chat could just be blocked. Maybe the psycho stalkers in the chat could just be blocked. Oh, you mean like me, I was just saying things about Scientology, about, answering people's questions about L. Ron Hubbard and all this other stuff? Yeah, he gets real upset about that. All right, let's go back to this little video here because he says something here in a second that's really wild. Oh, let's take this one off. I forgot I could have so many things up at one time. Here we go.
Who that is? Maybe they should use a screen name that says who they are, and then I'd be happy to address it.
Yeah, look, folks, I just want you to know too. Let's not throw Aaron on the bus.
This is him justifying having Aaron on. He didn't do a whole background check.
I understand there are people out there that may, for instance, I know there's a couple guys
this
out there that allegedly debunk what he says.
Okay, blah blah blah. People don't agree.
I'm going to bring guests on.
DNA sample
doesn't mean that I believe everything that they say or can vouch for them entirely. I'm bringing guests on so that you can ask them questions and you can hear information. So take it as that. It's as simple as that. Doesn't mean that
Yeah, no, I'll say this in the
Now listen to what Aaron has to say.
Well, I'll say this in the ex-Scientology space. There's a lot of infighting.
That is not true. The word infighting, the word drama, all of these things are not true. Because first of all, Aaron, we are not in a community together. Okay. The ex-Scientology space doesn't exist. Okay. There are people who grew up in, participated in the cult of Scientology and left, some of whom have decided to go to the public airwaves and speak on their personal experience having gone through that. Okay? That does not make it a community. It does not make it a space. It does not make it an entity. It does not make it nothing. I'm an individual, independent person. You are not with me, a part of me, about me, beside me, above me, nothing. There's no what's that part of speech that shows position? And now I can't think. Anyway, you are nothing in relationship to me. We are not the same. We are not in a group. There is no group. Okay? There is no group. There is no group of ex-Scientologists. It does not exist. Now, if we get together and we all have dinner, then that's a group of ex-Scientologists eating dinner. Okay? There's no organization, there's no association, and even your charity, which still doesn't have any board members on it, homie, which still doesn't have any people, okay? You're going to have to fix that because first of all, your 990 is due for 2025. And you got to have 3 people in order to have a fucking charity. So I don't know what the fuck. I'm going to assume that Natalie also requested you take her fucking shit off the charity because you took everybody down. And I'm going to assume Clearwater George did the same thing. Because maybe they got tired of carrying your water, sir. and being associated with you. That's a possibility, you know? But you don't got no people. You don't got no people. Okay? So you're desperately trying to hoover in people. Now, the people you do have, okay, you got Marilyn, you got Susie, 2 Nazi bootlickers. Good job. Keep those ladies. You got Cheryl, who may have actually been a Scientologist. We'll go over that again real quick later. And just fabricated her whole motherfucking story, right? And now we have and her boyfriend, question mark, Eric, who also so many holes in that story. We're going to do a deep dive on him. I don't think you have, the best people. I don't think you have, the good people. I don't think you have any people. And then you have some people that are out protesting with you that, no offense to them, I hope they are good and nice people and they have a good life, but they look like kind of, like, it's kind of the bar crowd. You know what I'm saying? It looks like he just sort of found some drinking buddies and was like, hey, you want to have free pizza and donuts with me on Friday nights before we go fucking get sloshed? Sweet. Like, I just don't, and then they can get passionate about certain aspects of protesting Scientology. Of course, everyone who is a sane person who isn't insane, is against human child trafficking and sex trafficking. Any decent human being who has, a decent heart is against that, right? So you explain that to them, people, of course, they're going to say, yes, I'll come out and stand next to a cardboard cutout of Tom Cruise and dance around. But you, sir, are a self-confessed, domestic abuser of multiple women. That's facts. That's facts. But let's hear Aaron out. I'm sorry. Let's hear the men out. Let's give him a chance here.
There's also the Scientology Office of Special Affairs that specializes in trying to muddy up and destroy online.
Look at him. Now he's just reading the chat because the chat is going crazy.
Spaces where Scientology is being
Look at
exposed.
Him. He's just reading the chat.
It's ironic, in my opinion, that someone with an anonymous screen name would come in here talking about stuff. I've got no idea what they're even talking about.
He's going to pretend that he has hurt no women. This is what he's doing on a broadcast on a supposedly, allegedly large channel, trying to tell the, MAGA, incel cucks, don't tread on me Republicans with his fake wedding ring. I don't know who that is. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Who would accuse me, the sole provider for a family of 5, of harming women? That's wild. I've never heard of such a thing. Is he living in the year 2026? Sir, this is all people have been talking about for literally 2 years. Like, what the fuck? Are you joking?
I will say I've seen one person in the chat who's been stalking me for 3 years and just spent a month in jail and got out a few days ago.
So that's when he saw Lindsay's name in the chat. So what did he describe her as? A woman who's been stalking him for 3 years and just spent a month in jail and just got out. There's a lot of inaccurate things there. Okay. It wasn't a month in jail. Lindsay did spend a little time in jail. There's no way to, and that's fine. Because when you do something, you go to jail. That's it. That's punishment. Boom, boom. Okay. But it wasn't a month. Also, 3 years ago, in 2023, I do believe that this guy, Mr. Smith-Levin, the bald dude over here, was having a sexual relationship with Miss Lindsay while still married to his wife, Heather. What? Also, a little birdie told me, Aaron, come so close. I want to tell you this. Just between me and you. Everyone else, go away, everybody. I have to tell Aaron a secret. Aaron, if you are saying that Lindsay's a stalker and all of that, Why, while she was in jail, did you try to get on the approved messaging list so you could talk to her? Who's stalking who? Because the way it works in jail, remember how people explained that they would have to reach out to you and you could approve them? You know, there's some people you could pre-approve, obviously. But if you're not on the list, you have to reach out to the inmate and say, "Can I talk with you?" And the inmate can say, "Go fuck yourself," or whatever. Or they can say, "Okay." But why, Aaron? And here's the thing that blows my mind. Even though you didn't send her a message after you requested to do that, even though you didn't send one single message, your request to talk to her, your request to communicate to her in jail is on the record, you fucking idiot. Lindsay's in the chat explaining what happened. So if you want that, that's Lindsay's situation to explain, and I will, she's being very honest about it, guys. Unlike some people who get caught doing a fucking battery and then proceed to try and tell the police it's chalk in the air, right? Lindsay can at least admit she fucked up. But literally, guys, this is what he's doing on this show. And he's going to say that Lindsay's a stalker, but he literally tried to reach out to her. What is this? Listen, I respect everybody's right to believe in whatever they want to believe in, as long as it doesn't involve children or animals. You have that right. You have the freedom of religion. You do not have the freedom to be critique-free about the evil and degrading and dangerous and harmful aspects of the things that you believe. That's not how that works. And I get that there's a lot of people that are super Christian. Okay? And I respect your right to practice that Christianity in your place of worship or in your home. That's your choice, and that's your right. It's also my right to say what I feel about that religion based on the religious books about that, and based on the actions of people who claim to be Christian. I mock and make fun of people's beliefs. I'm not mocking it. There's plenty of Christianity I don't have to mock, honey. It's already there. It's already in the Bible. It's a comedian's dream, honestly. And also, just think about this for a second. If you are a Christian, I invite you to just use your sense of thought for a minute, okay? And that thought being that everything that all these alleged disciples wrote down completely conflicts with Jesus's actual message of love your neighbor, take in the poor, no one is above you, all these things. And then they spend chapter and verse talking about all these ways that everybody else can get fucked except for straight white guys. And it's kind of fucked up because that's not what Jesus said. That's really not what Jesus said. So I delineate Christians this way. I think of people as either like Dolly Parton, Jimmy Carter, Willie Nelson Christians, right? Who, and by that I mean people who live in a Jesus-like, Christ-like fashion. What they take, they give back tenfold, always. Okay? And the other people who choose to use cherry-picked portions of Christianity to harm, degrade, demean, oppress anyone, I don't believe in that. I don't believe that that is the alleged Christianity that Jesus preached about. So I invite you as Christians to think about that. That's all. And yes, I do make some, fucking jokes about it. And that's fine. This is America. It's a joke. I'm bringing my perspective and humor to it. There's a difference. I'm not using my perspective and humor to stop you from doing Christianity or to run up to your face and make fun of you for being a Christian or to throw chalk on you while you are at your place of worship because you're a Christian, right? Because even if I was outside of a Scientology building, I have never behaved in that way in any shape or form towards any Scientologist, and I would never. Okay? So I get it. Some people get upset about that, and that's fine. That's also your right. It's also your right to not watch my stream. It's totally okay. This isn't a cult. This isn't a cult. I want to repeat that. People are having a whole free speech thing here. Okay? My only rule in my chat is don't be a dick. And by that, I mean, don't say nasty shit to people and try to hurt them in the chat or be like, I don't like you because I saw you in so-and-so's chat. I don't give a fuck who is in somebody else's chat. Okay. I really, really don't. So don't do any of that. Okay. So that's it on that. All right. So Aaron is trying to play the victim here of some random stalker. Okay. And I've told this story many times. That when Aaron and I were still on speaking terms in 2024, he was trying to rev up support from me and Natalie and everybody in our chat, Serge, all the people on his board, essentially, right? Jenna was like one of the few people that wasn't in the chat about how crazy Lindsay was. He was sending us screenshots of her text messages and things and saying how afraid he was because she knows where he lives and what about Heather and the kids and all this stuff. And I literally said to him, this is the last thing I said in that group chat because he exited the chat right after I said this. I said, listen, I do not want to hear one more fucking word about Lindsay and all of these things you're afraid of if you don't get a restraining order on her. Okay? If you're so afraid, go get a restraining order or shut the fuck up. And then he left the chat. Since 2023, and Lindsay is in the chat, she can tell you, he has filed for exactly 0 restraining orders against Lindsay. He has constantly recontacted her via messenger, via text, via email, via fucking any social media where he can slip into her DMs. Okay? Because that's what a malignant narcissist does. And any opportunity that he has to speak down about any one of his former victims, okay, he will. Because that's what narcissists do. Okay? That's what narcissists, Lindsay says, then he contacted me and came over for a week. I'm sure he did. Yeah. And then Jenna found out that he cheated on her with Lindsay, even though he was cheating on Jenna with his wife the whole time. It's like, it's so fucking convoluted. The way this guy's mind works, guys, and he has everything so compartmentalized and so sandbox from each other, he doesn't realize that, like, he's married. I don't give a fuck if Heather's like, I hope your dick falls off and you can go fuck whoever you want. He's still married. Get a fucking divorce, okay? Then he has Lindsay. Then he finds out Jenna's single and he fucking drops Lindsay like a hot potato and starts stripping Jenna. But then she's like, a real human being with emotions. That's too much. So he goes back to Lindsay because also she's close by and he's lazy and he doesn't want to fly across the country for pussy, So it's like a whole bunch of things. But we all know how lazy he is. He's all about convenience. Okay? It's just insane. Let's finish this here.
So that person is not even using their normal screen name either. And anyway, they're just spamming your chat because you said we were going to be on here. That's all.
Yeah. No, look, and that's the first.
And people are allowed to come into any chat that they want. Again, not a cult. You're not in charge of this man's fucking channel, Aaron.
First thing I thought.
But look how mad he is.
Okay.
Now, you see him? He's like this. It's just he's boogieing the whole time. Is that Adderall? I don't think it could be cocaine because he has to get drug tested, I think, as part of the supervised release. Or maybe he doesn't because drugs wasn't a part of his arrest. So I don't know. But it's just like, he's doing this like the whole fucking show. Go back and watch the regular show. You'll see how much he's squirming around in the fucking chair. The whole thing. It is alarming.
Like suddenly we got people that I've never seen in our
look at him. He's
in our live streams
seething.
ever before. I don't recognize
Seething.
the screen names, and they're just talking trash. If you got something to say, send me a DM on X or send me a email at dlpodcast@paramountactical.com. I'll read your email. I'll take a look at it. But again, I
Look
did
how Matt, he's reading the
at
chat right
Aaron,
now.
at least most of his content pretty extensively. I didn't do a background check on him. I didn't do a DNA test on him to make sure he wasn't a clone or anything. I don't know what you guys want. And what
the host right there is Gary, I guess, is trying to like make a joke. Aaron's so mad that he's just staring stone-faced into the fucking camera right now. He's seething.
I can tell you is from what I know about Scientology, I haven't heard anything untrue or doesn't parallel. I did learn some new things.
So Aaron didn't say any untruths about Scientology, so it's totally fine. This is, I think, the guys, also, shocker, Aaron is only going on super misogynistic bro douches podcasts. No offense, Gary. But like, of course, no, I never slept with him. Disgusting. Guys, I know how sweaty he is in real life. Ugh. Gross. Ew. I just became more gay. Come on now.
That's what this is all about.
Yeah. And I'll tell you where you can do your real research.
Listen here.
And then compare that to anything else is just look at the website that I shared with you. AaronSmith-Levin.com. You'll find out every bad thing Scientology ever wanted anybody to know about me. And I promote the website and on every podcast I go on.
What? Just go to Aaron. Okay, Aaron, let's do it. Remember when Eric Rader said that I'm OSA because I promoted an OSA website about Aaron? Eric, did you hear that? Eric, I know you're watching. Eric. Hi, Eric. Did you hear your dear leader just say that? That he promotes AaronSmith-Levin.com on every podcast that he goes on. Because why, Aaron? What do they put on that website? Let's hear it again. What do they put on that website?
Never wanted anybody to know about me.
Oh, hang on. I didn't.
And you'll find out every bad thing Scientology ever wanted anybody to know about me. And I promote the web.
But he doesn't say it's untrue. He doesn't say it's untrue. He just says you'll find out every bad thing Scientology ever wanted anyone to know about me. Not all the lies about me that Scientology says. Just all the bad things. Let's do it. Let's do it live. We're gonna go to AaronSmith-Levin.com. We'll just go to the homepage. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's looking rough in that one. Yep, this is what's the first thing on there? Of course, it's what he did in LA. And then it's Mike Rinder's video. What else is on here? What drives Aaron Smith-Levin's continuing abuse of women? That's a good question. That's a read. That's who wrote that. Calling this guy's girlfriend a cunt. This is, of course, the body cam footage. Fuck, Marty. Fuck you. What's this? This is the interrogation footage. I'm telling you right now. Guys, I don't know how. I guess I could do a FOIA request. Can somebody help me? This is his sister-in-law. Okay, hang on. I just don't want to keep seeing the videos here. Is it possible, and I'm just asking this out loud, maybe somebody knows, maybe somebody doesn't. Is it possible as a citizen for me to do a FOIA request for the interrogation videos from Aaron's arrest from July 29th of last year? Is that possible? Or do I have to be like a lawyer to do that? I don't know. Anyone would go same team as Nora if anyone dates ASL. Yes, Kitty. Yeah. No, thank you. No, yeah, just gayer and gayer. Like I couldn't be more gay, guys, in this moment if I tried. Yeah. So this is, I don't know who this is written by. Who is this written? It doesn't say. Oh, look what I put on here. This is Lindsay, a post that she put. Look at him on Twitter. Look, this is in 2020, y'all. This is in 2020. Lindsay, you're on the site, girl. And then there's all this stuff here. Blah, 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 blah. The Herbalife stuff. That was actually not a bad thing that he did, The concluding police report. Although they never accessed a church computer, they did conspire to commit the offense during their conversation. But they didn't charge him with it. They didn't charge him with the conspiracy. We're all a little gay. What's this here? What? Oh, blah. See, now, everything on here isn't true. 10 false reports were filed with law enforcement during aftermath. Yeah, you mean like the Jane Doe's police reports. Everything on here isn't true, right? This is bullshit. This is bullshit. You mean Miriam Francis reporting to the LAPD the abuse that her father did, that he is going to go down in Australia for? Come on now. Come on now. Okay. But, when we go to the video section, this is a fact. He threw Juliana against that wall. He said he did that. I can get a FOIA? Okay. I'm going to have to work on how to do that, Martha, because, I want to see that. This is police body cam footage of him admitting that he called this woman a cunt 5 times at a bar. Okay? This is him being interrogated by a police detective about trying to hack Scientology's computers. He did that. This is Mike Rinder revealing to all of us that Aaron Smith-Levin declared himself the king of cocaine and hookers after a trip to Colombia. This is Marty saying that he was acting as a mole, which is true. Aaron even admitted that in a later video, saying that, he kept in contact with people. That's how he learned basically how he could profit off of playing both sides. Okay? This is his mother-in-law. Now, granted, she disconnected from her own daughter and her own grandkids, so take with what she says, with a grain of salt. Ma'am, you did have an option to leave Scientology, okay? This is his sister-in-law, right? Another sister-in-law, okay? This is the mother of his nephew who claims Aaron stole money from, his nephew's inheritance. Okay. Now this is the captain of the place, the man in charge of where Aaron used to work. He had a temper that was second to none. That's facts. That's just a fact. That's not even. This is the lady that he talked about, that he saw, that we were both did training with in Florida. Nothing she says in here is a lie. He even said it in a video. This lady doesn't tell any lies. No lies, no lies, no lies, no lies, no lies, no lies. Guys, all these people talked about was Aaron's physical and verbal abuse. They talked about his physical and verbal abuse of them and other people. Okay? None of that is a lie. Now, the stuff that they say, because Aaron became sort of like a face of Scientology, Leah Remini's Scientology in the aftermath, because he made himself a face. Okay? Yeah. The stuff that they say about what happened there, that's not true. Because they say every police report against them is a false report. That's just bullshit. But people speaking out and talking specifically about the way this man physically and mentally and verbally abused them, those are facts. Okay, Eric? Okay, Eric? And just because those facts are being said by current Scientologists doesn't make them a lie. Okay, watch how fast he wipes the smile off his face here.
website and on every podcast I go on.
Yeah. So
There you go.
he wants you to go watch that. He just said it. So everyone has an invitation to go to aaronsmithlevin.com and go look for yourself for what all the bad things that Scientology wants everyone to know about them. Okay?
I put it in the chat, folks. I agree with Ghostbird here. Question to the people who are alleging Aaron
Now this is where this guy shows me his real face.
abused them. Why are you here in the chat subjecting yourself to further trauma? You're watching this because great question. It's
Look at Aaron's
excellent
face.
question.
Look at the smugness. Like, yeah, if I'm so bad, why are you here?
Dr. Altoy says Scientology sounds like a religion some batshit
Aaron
crazy
reading the
hippies came
chat.
up with on an acid trip. Another cult. Clear
Reading more
why they
chat.
overlap with Cantifa. I do agree with that. I think it's look. There are certain people
Pretending to pay attention.
that
Watch
have
him move.
certain brain
Watch
waves
his body language
and
here.
logic's turned off and fantasies
He cannot
turned to a
listen.
10 and their imagination is turned to a 20, and they do gravitate toward these things. They're much more they're
Got to go to
much
the
more
chat. Too
suggestive,
much talking. Too much
and they're
input.
much more impressionable, and that's these
Too
are the
much
types of
input.
people- these are the types of people that want to believe certain things. Like they want this, they don't care about logic, they reject
That's called
reality, and
prejudice.
they go with something else completely. They will reject that which has evidence for something that doesn't, because that appeals to them more. And that's what we have with almost every cult, almost all the conspiracy theories. That's what we have.
Look
And
at Aaron, not
I'm a
even
conspiracy
listening.
theorist. I
Not
believe in
even
conspiracies. They
listening.
happen. But what you got to do is realize that not everything is a conspiracy, and have enough mental faculties
Look at him.
about you,
He's
enough
so
discernment
mad
to determine
He's
which is real and
researching
which
chat
isn't.
right now, guys.
And the reason I believe in
Researching
certain
chat.
conspiracies is I believe in those conspiracies because there's evidence to support them. But you're not going to get me to believe
He's a tactical
conspiracy
show.
theories
Morals.
because of a bunch of gossip and nonsense.
Blah, blah,
because
blah, blah,
you
blah.
think you can look at Erica Kirk and be like, I can tell she's just a bad person.
So
And
but
that's
his whole
what
show today is
99%
on
of
how
this
she's a
stuff is.
possible
Like,
pedo.
I'm just, I'm
Wait,
over it.
here we
I'm
go.
over it.
Here we go.
Actually, can I say something?
Can I say
You
something?
absolutely can, sir.
By looking at the comments from that,
That's exactly what he said in the courtroom. What after the judge said whatever she wanted, she was trying to like give him information, like stop putting your camera in people's faces. He's not even listening. See, look, he's already moved the ring, guys, from his ring finger to his first finger. It's not a wedding band, but he did have it there. Now, guys, why do I wear this on my ring finger? I'll show you. Ready? Because it doesn't fit here. Aura rings, if that is in fact an Aura ring, which I suspect it might be, or another smart ring, they tell you that the best finger to wear it on is your index finger. I just went to the doctor today, guys, and got informed of my current weight, and I am not happy about it. I was avoiding the scale. And yeah, I am not too vain to admit that I have, gone back to a weight I didn't want to be at again. But that's okay, because I can always lose weight. But Aaron refuses therapy, so he's going to remain a malignant narcissist sociopath. So there's nothing you can do about that. I can go on a diet. Shit, I can even go get some Ozempic. Okay, but that guy is still going to be a self-confessed, domestic abuser of multiple women. There you go. So he's already moved it to this finger because he's not even comfortable pretending to be married. But let's hear what the master sleuth has found out here.
that profile, Poopy Pirate.
Yeah, Poopy Pirate. Can we talk about Poopy Pirate? Hey, it's really important during my interview about Scientology and its abuses and its human trafficking, child sex trafficking cult. Let's talk about Poopy Pirate. That's going to get a lot of people out of Scientology if I talk about Poopy Pirate. Poopy Pirate. Okay, here we go.
It's actually an alternate profile of the girl that's been stalking me for years and just got out of jail after a month. She's using multiple profiles.
Oh, the girl you contacted while she was in jail for like a week? You just want her jail time to be more than yours, bro. You were in jail for 22 days. And you're going to prison. So you keep trying to like make other people worse than you. You are literally the worst. Poopy Pirate! Let's talk about Poopy Pirate.
in the live chat. So that's who it is.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
See, you see what I'm saying? He's just basically like, it's my stalker ex, bro. He's like, doesn't surprise me because I'm also a big fat incel douchebag. I've got my guns.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
At
There's
all.
not too many people that are going to jump into Scientology if you start
Look at his
off
face.
knowing about the Galactic
Look at it.
Confederacy and Lord Zeno. Like, you need to be walked into
now he
that.
saw the chat.
You need to be,
And
slowly
he's pissed.
indoctrinated and conditioned to believe that stuff.
Yeah.
And when that stuff is,
He can't even pretend joy for like more than 30 seconds. Did you guys see that in real time? Oh, thank you for gifting a membership, One Love. And Glenda Stevenson got the membership. Thank you for that. That's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Just watch that again. Watch him not paying attention to the host. There he is smiling. Fake joy.
and conditioned to believe that stuff.
Ew.
And when that stuff
Is that not weird? Just
is thrown up out front, because that was the crazy thing,
Chat
when I first,
is
I
not
don't know,
liking him.
I mean, it was probably 10, 15 years ago when I first heard
He's
that.
not listening to
I was
this
like, there's
guy
no
at
way.
all.
That's not like this Lord Zeno, and they threw a bunch of nuclear bombs into the volcanoes of the earth. And
Oh, that's
now
funny.
we have these Thetans, and
He actually wasn't laughing at him. He was laughing at chat. He's laughing at chat.
this is our problem. We got
Now
to
he's
pay to
still
get
reading.
these things removed so that we can
Now he's
become this
mad
enlightened
again.
being.
Mad face is coming.
That's just a bridge too far. And when that got out, I think when that narrative started getting out was probably about the time they started seeing
More chat.
a
He
decline
can't
for
not
sure.
look at
Yes.
the chat.
The internet, South Park, all had
Look how
a
bored he
lot
is.
to do with the beginning of the end of Scientology. And that's
South
why I like
Park
to
is
say,
probably the most effective.
I totally agree.
Now listen to this part here.
And I lost my train of thought. What's it?
Yeah, because Gary brought up a super chat. So Aaron can't just talk. There's a chat on the screen, guys. There's a chat. What's this? What is
This one.
this?
Is it true that the more so when you talk about Scientology security guards coming out, I mean,
Look how bad he wants to tell him about the chalk thing. He is like literally edging right now.
one of the protest locations
yeah.
we've got is like 2 blocks from the
Yeah, we just happen to have 2 protest locations. It has nothing to do with the fact that I have a stay away order, an order of protection against me from the guy that I battered with chalk, permanent right now. And it's never going to get lifted, Aaron Smith-Levin. Never. You will never set foot on a Church of Scientology in Florida ever again. From my lips to the judge's ears, but I'm telling you right now, nope.
Scientology base. We've got 2 different protest locations. And if a Scientologist even stops and talks to us for a second, boom, out of nowhere, Scientology security guard shows up.
Yeah. And then what did you do to that Scientology security guard, Mateo, that's now a witness? Huh, Aaron? What'd you do? Did you calmly approach him and say, Mateo, did you know that I'm the president of the SPTV Foundation and I can help you leave? I mean, you're already on a bike. You can just come with me. We'll put the bike in the back of the Tesla and I'll take you wherever you want to go. You want to go see your family? Let's get you a plane ticket. Let's get you out of here. You want to go? I got you. I got you, boo. I got you. No, he ran like a psycho, jaywalking, which people are like, I can't believe she's like pointing out jaywalking. Like, yeah, you can't even not jaywalk, okay? Had to get over there so fast. Get right in Mateo's face with your phone. What are you doing here, Mateo? Yeah, screaming at Mateo for 10 minutes. Yeah, that's going to look great. These are the things that I wish I were going to be at the trial in 11 days. I wish. I want to see that fucking montage of Mateo played. I want to see the judge's face when she sees the video of Aaron running, not walking, running up to Mateo and getting in his face for 10 minutes. And I want to see the look on his lawyers' faces when they realize what a fucking asshole this guy is. That he is a total fucking manipulative, lying piece of shit. Okay, guys, because here's the thing. When you are hired as a lawyer, you're going to put up the most vigorous defense that you can for your client. Okay. You can advise them like, hey, maybe it's a good idea to take a plea deal here. But if they say, no, I will not plead out, I want to go to trial, I want my day in court, then yeah, you're going to go to court and you're going to go to trial, even if you know that you're probably going to lose because you're getting paid anyway. You know, yeah, you're going to get paid anyway. But yeah, that is not. Well, Amy, I have a theory on that too. We're gonna get on that. We're gonna get on that here. Yeah. The lawyers learn a lot of stuff about Aaron every time they come into court
on a bike. Because even though we're not even right outside their building, they're still watching us on their cameras. They're still watching all the live streams. They're monitoring every second of it. No, it is creepy. And if you go through downtown Clearwater,
it's creepy, says the man who wants them to keep coming back, that he hopes they come. It's just, it's not even mind-boggling to me, guys, how it's more than two faces, but the expression is two-faced. That this man is. He goes on these Christian podcasts, on these alt-right podcasts. Oh, he's just a, family provider. He's a victim of Scientology. He's righteous. He's doing all these. He's the only one doing it. All of this bullshit. And then on his own live streams, he'll be like, God, I hope Mateo shows up. God, I just need my Mateo fix. Mateo, I love you. He's just literally. No, there is no Zoom access. There is no Zoom access. I really wish, God damn it, I wish there was. Guys, and this is real talk. I do not have money to go to Florida. I don't have time to go to that. One thing I discovered in my very whirlwind 36-hour trip from Portland to Florida, and then I literally turned around and came back the same day I was in court. I flew down the night before, went to court, walked around the building, and then flew home. Okay. So I wasn't even there for 48 whole hours. I was there for less than 30 hours. That was so terrible on my body. All of that flying. It was 4 planes. Yeah. Dodge is going. Dodge will be there. Dodge will be there. So we'll get the skinny from Dodge. Yeah. So that's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. There's a part of me, guys, that wishes, oh, thanks, I wonder if Heather will divorce him when he's in prison. Now, I would love for her to do that. Girl, if you need help filling out that paperwork, hit me up. You have my number. Elron, thank you for that question, Isaac. I'm just reading. I'm not even bringing it up. Let me bring up your super chat. And thank you for the super chat. That's very generous. Elron, Hoya Mbembe in the house. You pay an attorney for advice. Even if you don't take it, you pay for it. They'll present your argument. Even if it's a loser, they get paid. Correct. Yeah. Very true. Very true. Yeah. Let's finish this up here. Yeah, Ivor was calling him out last night.
It feels creepy. You can tell something is wrong.
It feels creepy.
So did you experience that where they were conducting surveillance on you and following you and all of those things?
Oh, absolutely. One of my favorite videos on my channel is me busting a Scientology PI parked outside my house.
That's his favorite video, guys. That's one of his favorites, where he found out that Scientology was so interested in his life that he ran up to a PI, caught him on camera. That's his favorite thing that he's ever done. It doesn't take a genius to spot a PI, like literally outside your driveway. Secondly, what about helping people leave Scientology? I thought that's what this was about. Yeah, I feel you, Martha. It's just too short.
Yes. I mean, so take my example.
Now listen carefully to what he says here.
I, as a child, was taken out of school and transported across state lines for labor for Scientology from the age of 12 to 16. That's trafficking. So I was never sexually abused, but that's a version of trafficking. And that happened to hundreds and hundreds of children that I was in Clearwater, Florida with at the time.
And at that age, what type of tasks and jobs were they having you do?
So half the time was spent just studying Scientology training courses, and the other half of the time was working in the hotels, working in the kitchens, working in the restaurants, doing some construction, demolition, HVAC, just basically manual labor.
I want to clarify something here. To the best of my knowledge, what Aaron's describing there is when somebody's org is too poor to pay for them to do the full-time training at Flag for whatever they're doing, you have to do work study. And the work study portion is like, you are not, instead of being doing training from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day with your meal breaks in between, you do work study like first thing in the morning from like 9 to 12 every day, and then from 1 until the end of the night, you are doing your training. So you have like 3 less hours than everybody else, essentially, per day that you're studying, because that work that he's describing, this manual labor, is paying for your room and board because your organization cannot pay for it, which is not an uncommon thing. Colleges have work study. Many organizations offer work study. Okay. Every single person who was in Florida training with him, including me, was not on that program. And I don't think he was either. To the best of my knowledge, Aaron Smith-Levin was not on the work study program. Now, we both knew people who were on the work study program where the size of their organization was literally like 5 people total. Okay. But I don't think that was the case for Aaron. I'll be honest with you, I don't fully recall whether he was on work study or not, but I'm pretty sure he was not. And also, the way he divides the time is not accurate. Okay. It's not like you're on the RPF, okay, the Rehabilitation Project Force. Again, Aaron trying to make his story seem way worse. It's already bad enough, Aaron, that you were taken out of school at 12 and shoved into like a full-time working position. That's a bunch of bullshit. But he was never, guys, this is the laziest man on planet Earth. There is a 0% chance that if he was threatened with manual labor as a punishment, that he would just fucking take off. Are you joking me? No. We have seen him do more manual labor during these protests while he's huffing and puffing and sweating everywhere, trying to, put chalk on the ground. Okay? So, yeah. I don't think that portion of Aaron's story here is true. Now, were other people on the work study program? Yes. But it's not manual labor the way he's describing it. It was literally like, hey, your organization can't pay for your room and board. So you go help us with this shit, and that pays for your room and board. And then you go study the rest of the time. Right? Which many organizations offer. Summer camps offer that. I mean, like, come on. It's just like he's trying so hard to make it like, this guy has never done one punishment in Scientology. I was put on what they called the decks multiple times for many different things, mostly for just wanting to leave, and then they You don't get to do anything. You're just sitting there fucking doing shit, scrubbing nasty shit, and then being interrogated the rest of the time, you know? Like, it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. This man he doled out those punishments as an executive inside the, big blue building with the stupid Fakak the lion out front. Okay? Right, Liz? Going to the Florida trial would be wild AF. Can you imagine, guys? Can you imagine if Liz Gale and I showed up just to sit in the back? Aaron how he's squirming around in this interview is very similar, but it was worse in the courtroom. Like, it would literally, he would pass out, I think. He would pass out. Of course, he's going to try and pack that. It's a very small courtroom, guys. There's 3 pews, basically, on each side. And each of them seat about 4 to 5 people max, right? So you can maximum have like 30 people in there. I don't think he could get 30 people, Yeah.
Got it.
For no pay.
See, there's the lie.
I'm not sure if it would make it better if I was being paid, but for no.
First of all, Aaron, you didn't do the manual labor. Second of all, no, it's work study, you fuck. That's how that works. You work, and then your exchange, your pay for that is your fucking food and board. God.
Okay.
Dom C says, how do we dismantle this
reading
cult?
the chat.
How do we get their
Look at him
tax
squirming.
exemption revoked?
Okay, so this person's asking, how do we get Scientology's tax exemption revoked? Please, yeah, you can't imagine why I would get in so much trouble in a rigid paramilitary religious group. It's so weird. It's like I would totally fit in. Watch his answer here, guys.
The good news is they are self-dismantling. Me and friends of mine like me are just having fun accelerating the process. Scientology's been
look at his joy here. So Aaron's message is that Scientology is dismantling itself. Nobody's got to worry about it. And I'm just having a party. Hey, party, 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 pizza party. Pizza donut party. Pizza donut party. To accelerate the process. Does he really think that his pizza donut party is making Scientology's, disintegration, dismantling, however he wants to do it, go faster? Does he really think that? Does he really think that he's, as they would say in Scientology, contributing to the motion? I don't think so.
Rapidly shrinking for well over 20 years.
No, Lindsay, you are not allowed to go to there. Don't you dare. I'm telling you that. Mama Nora's telling you that.
The truth is it's almost impossible for Scientology to recruit and hold on to new members. They are dying faster than they
Stephanie, that's a great comment. Aaron, you are accelerating the process of the time you serve in jail, dummy. Yes.
Can recruit new members. So Scientology is being dismantled. As far as getting the tax exempt status revoked, listen, when we live in a world where Scientologists are getting presidential pardons, ain't nobody revoking Scientology's tax exempt status.
Now that is a fact. Okay. And he's referring to David Gentile, who got 7 years for stealing millions of dollars from people. And then Trump personally pardoned him. And that is a fact. In the current administration, where we have John Mappin, Trish Duggan, and all these fucking people that have infiltrated TPUSA, Turning Point USA, and sorry, I almost lost my pen. And heavily involved in the MAGA Trump movement. It is not the climate where the IRS is even going to hear a legal argument about that, right? So there is a delay in that. That's not a non-factual statement by him. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be working in the interim to put together the most ironclad, the most, concrete argument possible.
However, when we're not living in that world, I do believe that once Scientology is prosecuted for their wholesale systemic cover-up of child sex crimes,
this is where his ignorance in politics and everything else shows.
Violation of the Child Abuse and Neglect Reporting Act, it is my hope that criminal prosecutions and convictions will open the door to...
He's put the ring back on his wedding ring finger.
Then reviewing and revoking Scientology's tax-exempt status. It really is going to take some sort of a folk hero in Congress or the Senate to see this as an important cause, and to champion it at the highest levels.
So here's the problem with that statement. As we see right now, kids, first of all, let's go back in time a little bit to Warren Jeffs. Warren Jeffs, cult leader, child brides, sextortation, child trafficking, you name it. Well, he's in jail. What about the rest of the people? And he's still running his movement from jail. Okay. Who cares? Democrats have been in charge and they didn't stop it. I love the whataboutism. How about Trump campaigned on this for a year and a half straight, that he was going to release the Epstein files and put all the criminals in jail? But he hasn't self-reported to jail yet, honey, has he? Has he? The man who's in the Epstein files more than anyone else. He's in the Epstein files more than he's mentioned as a president of the United States. Okay? Let's stop with the whataboutism. I've been very clear on this topic. Okay, in regards to senior psychopath Epstein. Okay? Number one, I don't care whose name pops up. I don't care if it's all the heroes I've ever had in comedy, television, movies, music. I don't give a fuck if they're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, a libertarian. I don't care. Straight to jail. Okay? But more than that, here's what I think the real solution is. Okay? We have a couple islands out there in the middle of the Pacific that are doing nothing because we used them to test the nuclear weapons back in the day, before dropping the bombs on, Japan during World War II. They're still kind of irradiated. It's kind of okay-ish. Life is starting to come back. I think that we just take all of the people in the Epstein files. We put them on a boat. Okay? We drop them off on the island. Fucking kick them off on the island, and then we just airdrop food to them once a month, maybe on the Trump $3, $3 a day diet, and then we just put cameras up everywhere, okay, and we host a pay-per-view of like Survivor for real, where we can see all these fucks try to murder each other over some fucking cornflakes, okay, and all the proceeds for the pay-per-view go directly to Epstein survivors. That's what I think. I think that's fucking justice, okay? Fuck those guys. Fuck the people that enabled those guys. Fuck Ghislaine Maxwell, okay? She can go fucking over there too, all right? Every single person in those files, I do not care. Goodbye. That's what they should do. And then all the other pedos that we lock up, all the other ones, they go to that island too. That's where we go. It's the Epstein Hunger Games, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? There's nobody in the whole world that wouldn't tune in for that shit. Okay? If that was guys, think about a deterrent. If I'm having, and I've never had this, but if I'm having crazy impulses as an adult towards children, okay? Totally insane. And I know that the punishment for those impulses, if I follow through on that impulse, is to be banished to a fucking desolate island in the middle of the Pacific with other criminals that are probably worse than me, because I'm just thinking about it. I haven't even done it yet. For the rest of my life, I'm probably going to go seek some help and not do that thing. Yeah? That's how I feel about it. And we'll just have the people that build the warehouses that they're turning into concentration camps here in America build just a nice warehouse for them, with some cots and shit. Yeah. That's what I think the solution is. You know? Yeah, Whoopi was in the files. Great. Bye, Whoopi. Go fuck yourself. Literally, I don't care. You could tell me every name in there, and I'm going to say the same thing. Some of them might make me a little bit sad, right? Like, wow, that's really fucked up. That pisses me off. But I'm going to have the same reaction. Go the fuck over there. But for all the people who want to be like, the Democrats didn't do anything. Okay, where's one fucking criminal indictment? Where's one arrest besides Prince Andrew? England has arrested a former prince, y'all. Not for sexual abuse of a minor, but for espionage. Because that's how into fucking Epstein Prince Andrew was. He was giving away fucking state secrets. He's a fucking spy. What an idiot. They can weave their own beds. Yeah, I mean, listen, some of them are gonna fucking suck. Some of them are gonna fucking suck, right? But I don't care. Get the fuck to your island. You guys like an island so much? We made one just for you. Yeah, he lost the title of prince and he got arrested, y'all. They're prosecuting his ass. Okay? Your name is close to RPF. Oh, yes. Oh, here come all the trolls who want to be homophobic. They'll get kicked out. I'm not worried about it. My mods are good. Yeah. First time ever someone from the royal family was arrested, except for like going back to King Charles II or something, like 800 years ago. Was the last time one of the royal family was kicked out and lost their titles. That's the last time. 800 years, y'all. Okay? I don't care. And listen, we can make this an international project. Okay? There are people from all over the world in those files. And I say send them all there. Send them all there. They don't get no internet. They don't get no nothing. They get the food that's airdropped to them and the company of their closest friends. And that's it. Okay? So if I can't be more clear on my stance about that, that's my fucking stance. Okay? Yeah. The 1600s. Yep. Yeah. Oh, repurposing Guantanamo. See, the only reason I wouldn't do that is because that's actually attached to land that they could escape on. I want it to be in the middle of fucking nowhere. There cannot be an escape for them onto anywhere else. You know, like it has to literally, yeah. Fergie and Andrew are next. Fergie is next, man. Fergie is also bad. And that fucking sucks because I thought she was kind of cool. Turns out I was wrong. Yeah, it's a lot, guys. It's a lot. George, stop coming in here under different things. I am a cis woman with gigantic titties that you will never see, you fucking cuck, in your mom's basement. So just get over it. I'm gonna keep all the other dirty lesbian jokes to myself. All right. I actually did make some notes. Let me finish up my notes here because we're an hour and a half in. Okay. So we've gone over the video. You guys saw it. So Aaron is on a campaign to try and bump these ridiculous fluff piece interviews. So that when people Google him, I don't come up telling the truth about him. He doesn't want that. He's very upset about that. Okay. And this interview was a disaster because yes, people found out. And do yourself a favor, guys. Just put an alert out for Aaron Smith-Levin. If you want to make sure that, people in the chat understand who they're listening to, that's your right to participate in any chat that you want to on the internet. Do not do that because I said it. Do it because you want to do it. And you think it's important to be like, this man is a self-confessed domestic abuser of multiple women. And he is married and continues to cheat on his wife. Maybe that doesn't align with the Christian values that you are purporting here on your channel. And if the host is like, well, I don't really care what you say because you're a poopy pirate, then no, they're not a real Christian. Because a real Christian would be like, I'm sorry, you're cheating on your wife? of like almost 30 years who's the mother of your children? Yeah, I think we're done here. That's what a real Christian would do if they found that out about Aaron. Well, actually, we're in an open marriage. I'm sorry, you're in a what? You're married. You got married, right? It's legal. You're married. And you're a man and she's a woman, right? This isn't like a gay thing. You're not gay. Okay. And then you're sleeping with other women that aren't your wife. And you have 3 daughters. I'm sorry, we're done. That's what a Christian would do. That's why for the people who are like, you're just being mean to Christian people. No, I don't think that guy's a Christian. A real Christian would be like, oh no, I can't. How the fuck did I not find that out? Bye. They would just bounce him off the thing and apologize to their audience. Yeah. Oh, you guys. Okay. I'm going to show you the opening to his channel. In case you guys think that this is not a Christian channel, we'll pull up the video on his channel. We're going to go just to his opening. Please don't copyright strike me. I just want to show. I don't need the chat. This is the opening to all of his podcasts. Let me put up my, change my captions here for the. America. Got helicopters. Constitution. Charlie Kirk. Oh, good. We got Alex. Guns.
You are now entering a dangerous liberty zone.
You're entering.
God-given natural rights are held sacred and exercised.
You're entering the dangerous liberty zone. Okay. I want to put on the caption so you can hear where God-given natural rights are held sacred in exercise. Okay. That sounds pretty Christian.
This is your warning. Tyranny, fascism, and censorship will not be tolerated.
Tyranny, fascism, and censorship. How are you a MAGA, sir? That is fascism in action. Yellow.
Ideas will be exchanged freely.
Ideas will. They will. There's no consent. They will be exchanged freely.
Rigorous debate and open discourse.
Rigorous debate. No, there was no debate. There was no debate.
Is encouraged.
Is encouraged. Oh, it's not a requirement. It's just encouraged. I'm sorry.
If you're weak and your beliefs are fragile.
If you're weak and your beliefs are fragile. If they're fragile.
You should leave now.
You should leave now.
Prepare yourself. We are now live on the Dangerous Liberty Podcast.
Live on the Dangerous Liberty Podcast. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Christian. Okay? Yeah. So a real Christian who found out that Aaron has been philandering on his wife for 4 years, at least, has had multiple affairs at the same time, impregnated 2 of those women, and pushed for them to have abortions. I'm pretty sure the Christians would be like, I'm sorry, what the fuck? They're not that. I mean, abortions? Come on. It's yeah. Like, give me a break, guys. He would have been kicked off that if that guy was a real Christian. He's not. Thank you. Exactly, Lisa. Joel Osteen, fake Christian. Jimmy Carter, real Christian. Yes. Oh, you found an island. Where is it? It's called Nazino Island. It was one of Stalin's former labor gulags. Perfect! Though a bunch of the people there did eventually die and resort to cannibalism. Oh. Respiratory distress. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, let me go back to my notes here. I'm getting distracted. Yeah, that's like 5 strikes against him. Thank you. So the only thing that I would say to these Christian influencers, right, is that the guy you're promoting here is like the Antichrist, okay? Like literally Antichrist. No Christian values, not a nary a one. Please, Oh, what was the breaking news from earlier? Okay, well, I'm going to tell you. So let's be clear. Aaron is charged right now with a first-degree misdemeanor, okay? And a first-degree misdemeanor in Florida, okay, let's pull that up here, carries a maximum of 1 year in jail, maximum of 1 year in jail, $1,000 in fines, okay, and or it could be all three, $1,000 fine. Now, if for some reason the hate crime enhancement doesn't get added during the trial, which it can, okay, according to Florida state law, yes, misdemeanor first-degree battery can receive a hate crime enhancement, often termed battery with prejudice, during trial, upgrading the penalty if prosecutors prove the offense was motivated by bias. Under Florida Statute 775.8085, this enhancement can elevate a first-degree misdemeanor to a third-degree felony. Okay? The prosecution must prove the battery was committed, at least in part, because of the prejudice based on race, color, ancestry, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, national origin, mental, physical disability, or advanced age. Okay? So what would that mean? The maximum for that, kids, is 5 years in prison. 5. Okay? And 2 years of probation and $5,000 in fines. Okay? But guys, the case has already been made in the transcripts, which Eric again makes fun of me for reading because reading is fundamental. The prosecution has already pointed out in the third transcript that Aaron was targeting the security guards based on the fact that they are Scientologists. The judge did not say, oh, that sounds, you can't go into that. And his lawyers did not object. Aaron, of course, did a video and said, I didn't target John Gaffney because he's a Scientologist. I targeted him because he was the closest to me. And then he corrected himself. The one that was, most available for him to throw the chalk on. But here's the problem with that argument. Why is Aaron Smith-Levin at the flag building? To protest what? Scientology. And the people that go inside and leave that building are what? Scientologists. And the people that he runs up to and gets in their personal space and shoves their camera in or throws, fucking chalk on, who are they? Scientologists. So if under examination someone asks Aaron, what are you protesting at that location? Well, I'm protesting Scientology. Are you protesting the Scientologists in there because they abuse people? Yes, I am. So do you target them with your protests? Well, I guess so. Yeah. That means you did it. There's no way for him to backpedal this. There's no way for Aaron to backpedal the fact that he is targeting Scientologists with his words and actions because they are Scientologists. There's no other reason for him to be there. His target is Scientologists. How does he backpedal that? Does he start doxing all the people that he's helped, the 50 people that he gave, a hotel room and some food to? What do you got to say here, Kitty? That the Tim and April show would not have Aaron on if they found out he was cheating on his wife. He would be gone and they would apologize. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, they don't know that. They don't know that because he walks in with what? A fake fucking wedding ring. Literally. IHIP. What's IHIP stand for, Glenda? Is that the I hate it here ladies? The two blonde ladies that are like about my age? I love them, if that's who you're talking about. Yeah. I don't see how he backtracks this. I don't see how he backtracks that. Okay. And once they play the montage of Mateo, there's no getting out of that. There's no getting out of that. He should have taken a plea deal, but he's not going to because he thinks that he didn't do anything wrong. That's the real thing, guys. He does not think he did anything wrong. He does not think what he did is a crime. He does not think that writing the word cult all over the place is unhelpful. He thinks he's helping. The I've Had It podcast, I love them. I love them. I would love to talk to them. I love those ladies. Love them. Okay. So let's talk about Cheryl for just a minute here. So for those of you guys who tuned into my last show, I wasn't going to reveal the hot tea, but internet sleuths exploded. So you guys, I laid it all out. I gave you guys all my evidence on the conclusion that I came to that Cheryl's dad was not a Scientologist. I think Cheryl was the Scientologist. And I think this whole thing has been concocted, this disconnection, blah, 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 blah. So the breaking news that I just got, let me pull it up here. The breaking news that I just got is a photo from Cheryl's own Facebook, which is public. Where is it? Where did I go? There we go. Okay. This is from Cheryl's Facebook. Now, let's recall, kids. She said that she was disconnected from her dad, right? And that, he dumped her for Scientology. She didn't see him for a number of years, yada, yada, yada. Okay. His wife died in 2019 when he published his book finally, right? Because she helped him write it in 1989. What's this? What is this? What's that? Dad and I from the 11th of January, 2008. Now, correct me if I am wrong, that when you're disconnected from someone, you cannot go to see them in the real life and sit, lovingly with them. Cheryl, if you're going to concoct this whole story about your dad, fucking delete your shit. Fucking delete your shit. How? This guy looks happy to be with her. Her dad, and that's definitely the guy who wrote the book. That's definitely the guy in the pictures from the cruise ships. That's not the Freewinds. That ain't no Freewinds they're sitting on. That's in Tampa Bay, baby. That's not the Freewinds. Now, if that is the Freewinds, okay, let's say Cheryl sees my... Hi, Cheryl. I know you're watching. I know you're watching. Explain. Is that the Freewinds you guys are on? I don't think so. And if it is the Freewinds, then your whole story goes out the window, babe. Either way. Either your dad was a Scientologist and you went on the Freewinds with him because you were also a Scientologist. They don't let non-Scientologists on the free ones. Period. Also, guys, I've shown you guys many times I have two phones. I have this one and my flip phone. It's downstairs. I don't have it with me. And I like something sent me a code to the other phone number. I was like, fuck, I got to find my phone and get the code off the messages. And then, of course, I saw I had all these messages that I haven't opened that phone for months, since like September of last year. And so I started scrolling through the messages, and it turned out I had several messages from Cheryl. Remember how upset she was that I used the C word that one time when I said Jenna was being cunty? Do you guys remember that? Does everybody remember? Okay. So Cheryl sent me several messages. I'm just going to read them to you. Okay. The first one just said, fuck you. That was, that was awesome. I'm just reading them to you because I don't have time to edit out the phone number and stuff right now. Then she sent me another message later trying to be friends with me again. Like, hey, it's Feral Cheryl on the loose. So I'm, you want to give me a call back? I'd love to have a chat with you soon. Love to have a chat with me soon. She would. Love. And then the next one, the next text message she sends is, you're an ugly, evil cunt. Fuck you. That's from November 14th of last year. And then she sent me a voice message where I was going over the chalk incident. And yeah, hang on. She says, you've got everything wrong anyway. You're telling all the wrong stories. It's bullshit and you're all wrong. Fucking cunt. She's a peach. Fucking cunt. Yeah, I'm the one that uses that word all the time. She said that to me twice. I'm a fucking evil cunt. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's her and Eric in her little profile picture. Yeah. This is so creepy. It's just this. Yeah, this whole, I don't think I can make that bigger. Yeah, that's her and her dad. But for sure, guys, that's creeptastic. But anyway, did I get whiplash from those messages? No. I'm just like, she's so fake. She also tried to be my friend in January on Facebook. She messaged me. Guys, this weekend I'm deleting my Facebook. If you're my friend on Facebook and you've been messaging me on Facebook Messenger, I apologize. I'm not going to be on there anymore. I'm deleting that. I'm deleting my Instagram. I'm just not going to be, I'm not going to have anything to do with Meta. I'm probably going to get rid of my TikTok too also soon. I'll probably just be here in this. I'm picking one overlord to be a part of. And I'm going to try and figure out how to get these lives to stream to like Blue Sky or Substack. Is she a smoker? Yes, she is. She smokes like a chimney. Yeah, yes, she smokes a lot. Okay. So guys, we have 11 days. 11 days until March 3rd, until Aaron goes to trial for the most obvious crime of the century. I cannot believe that he is pushing this so hard. Questions, Cheryl. Are you an op? What? Huh? And we're going to dig into Eric because his story is also, it doesn't add up to me. It's never fully added up to me. And yeah, we're going to do some deep dives on that. 11 days, guys. 11 days. It is Friday. I hope all of you have a fantastical Friday, that you guys do something fun for yourselves this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to be back this weekend. yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of health issues, a lot of personal health issues. Besides gaining weight, that's actually the least of my issues right now. So I really have to fully evaluate a lot of things that I'm doing, including, guys, including even talking about Aaron. I do feel it is, I don't know, my duty. Oh, okay. I don't know. I feel a strong compulsion. I get a lot of your birthday's tomorrow, Chewini. Happy birthday. Happy 58th. Yeah. I've been having a lot of talks with my therapists, psychologists, and things. And oh, your wife's birthday party's tomorrow night? That's awesome, Aubrey. About the cost versus return for me as a human being in terms of discussing the subject of Scientology in general, not just Aaron Smith-Levin or my own personal story. And so I have to evaluate the best way to move forward that doesn't cause me physical and mental damage. Yeah, weight can be muscle. Yeah. Oh, no. I know that I'm not all what's it called? Subcutaneous fat. I know that. I have a lot of muscles. I also have fibromyalgia / chronic fatigue syndrome, which makes days like today a living hell for me because despite my chipper demeanor, okay, this is a show and I put on a show for you guys. I am in excruciating pain right now, but you guys wouldn't know because that's not what I do on my show. Okay. This chipper demeanor is me in real life when I'm feeling 100. But when I'm on the show, I don't come on here to be like, I'm in pain. I don't feel good. I'm going to go and lay down and put an ice pack on my head and put the heating pad on my back and try to muscle through it because other things are happening tonight, guys. My teen has a date that I'm dropping them off at and they're getting, they're getting a ride back from their date. I have, life goes on. And as a woman, for all the ladies in the chat, we know goddamn well that we've been motoring through periods and period cramps and fucking uterine cramps our whole motherfucking life. That is just like, that's how you keep on going. Okay. And science has told us that period cramps are equivalent to heart attack pain that we go through every single fucking month. Okay. And that's 12 months a year, every year until you stop. Okay. So as women, we have learned to just sit and smile and have a good time, even when we're fucking anemic because we're bleeding so much. Okay. So yes. So I'm going to be working on some research for myself this weekend on how to, improve my health. That's what I'm doing. If you guys have some suggestions, I am open to suggestions. Please email me or leave them in the comments below. But guys, listen, I am eternally grateful that you guys show up for my breakdowns, for my conspiracy theories and all of that stuff. Oh, yeah. And menopause too. Thank you, PRF. Yes. Menopause on top, cherry on top. Yeah. Okay. It is, I truly, truly am grateful for you guys being here and listening and learning and vibing with this whole situation. We're gonna keep going, and guys, yes, I've gotten so many questions. Am I going to dive into this Nancy Guthrie thing? I really want to. It is wild. That shit is wild. I don't even understand what the fuck is going on there, but I definitely want to do that. And along with the Epstein stuff, I'm really trying to depend on other people reading those files though, guys, because I can't. I will probably have a heart attack. I'm not lying to you. That's real talk. I cannot read those things. I will become so stressed and upset. I will literally rip my aorta open. So I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to do that, but I will find sources that have, and we will go over that as well. I take a sublingual vitamin B12 every day. Yeah, it is going cold. So maybe it needs my sleuthiness on it. Thank you to all the members. Thank you to people gifting memberships in the chat. So generous. Thank you to all of the super chats. As always, thank you to my mod mafia. These ladies keep everything going here. I could not do this without them. I love you guys so much. Please go to theragingbuddha.com. Get your Mod Mafia merch. It's only there, guys, for the next 8 days, and then it's gone. All right. And we'll put some other merch up there. Guys, this has been amazing. I think we uncovered a few things here. Well, I think we figured out Ringgate. But let's keep digging into Cheryl and Eric here and see what's happening, because maybe Aaron's just a victim. Maybe he's just surrounded by ops. I don't know. Maybe he's the op. It's a lot of questions. But until next time, guys, I will see you all on the Flippity Dippity.
Lincoln 30 to dispatch. Yeah, that's a wild goose chase over here at Nakatomi Plaza. Everything here's okay. Over. Let it snow, let it snow, let it... God, never seen this